Welcome. This is the Amateur Fanboy YouTube channel. Check us out. We just posted some cool videos where we do we draft all the rookies, but we're creating an 11-man team. So basically, I go, then Chase goes, and then we compete to see who has the best team. But with this, we are doing another mock draft.
I'm going to correct you there, Mike. It's an 11-man offense and 11-man
defense.
There you
go.
22-man team.
So, yes. Check those out. Links, you can also look in our channel. We have a lot of awesome videos, but here we're doing a mock draft. We're going to collaborate on all 32 picks.
And see, we're going to try to basically see, I mean, obviously after the first three is where it's going to really get interesting, but we're going to basically try to nail how many picks we can get that are accurate come draft
and
day.
This is coming with all the information that we know at this point.
Yes.
So Jaguars are, of course, they're going to take Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, that's obvious.
And I'm a little worried about. There's an article that they interviewed him, and he basically he doesn't show the hunger, in my opinion, to be a great quarterback. This is not like he loves doing it, but it's not his life.
Are you talking about his dad's quote where he came out and
yes.
said if he wanted to stop doing it tomorrow, he'd be fine with it? Yeah, I did see that.
That scares me, especially.
That does. Will the Jags take Justin Fields
at
one?
End of the day, you kind of have to take him just because he is supposedly the best prospect in the past 20 years. But I'm like, if he retired in 4 years, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, it could be another Andrew Luck situation, to be all honest.
With the Jets, I'm going to just buy into the hype that Zach Wilson.
I know why, but I agree.
I mean, there's nothing that states otherwise at this point.
But I will.
If something came out the week of the draft,
right,
and it said, "Hey, the Jets are actually looking to draft Justin Fields," then I will make that decision at this point.
I understand, but I'm still going to be on the boat and going into draft day. Even if nothing else comes out, I will still not be surprised if the Jets shock all of us.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't necessarily care if they take him. I'm just happy. I'm okay with literally anybody but Mac Jones,
and that's fair.
For the 49ers.
That's fair.
But
I think you should be wanting Fields above all else.
I'm fine with. I'm happy with Fields.
I see what you're saying. So yeah, Wilson at 2.
Wilson at 2, and Fields as of 3. Today, betting has changed, and now Justin Fields is ahead on betting, and also after his second pro day, there's a lot of information that's now changing because everything was based off of opinion on Mac Jones. There was nothing that was factual.
Yes,
and so. This is where the draft starts for me with the Falcons.
With the Falcons, yes.
And I think nobody's going to trade up to 4. If Fields was there at 4, I could see the Patriots moving up. I don't think anyone's going to come up for Mac Jones or Trey Lance.
There's only one team.
The Broncos.
Yes, that's the only team I can see trading up other than the Patriots or the Bears. But the Bears still in 20-4 would be really crazy. But then again, I mean, the Bears would probably be scared to do it for a couple reasons. One, because of all the capital they'd have to give up. But 2, because the last time they tried to trade up for a quarterback, it was Mitchell Trubisky.
It's a huge trade. Literally, even the Patriots moving up from 15.
No, I get it.
And so, who are we taking for the Falcons? To me, it's really between Pitts and Sewell. There isn't really, or even Slater. There isn't a defensive player, in my opinion, at this point that you can
this
take.
Is where I think we're going to start to kind of disagree a little bit, because I still see a scenario where the Falcons would take a quarterback here. I still think there's a potential for 4 quarterbacks back to back.
To be honest with you, I only think the Falcons take a quarterback if it's Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure where Trey Lance is going to fall.
Could
he go 4?
I would say the only one I don't see them taking is Mac Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
I could see Lance or Fields.
So do you want to go Lance or do you want to go?
It's totally up to you. Let's go Lance. Most mocks I've seen have either Pitts or Lance going there. I'm not saying this because Kyle Pitts is gonna go before the Cowboys. So don't think I'm trying to get Kyle Pitts to fall. That's not it. I just really think it's possible because I think.
Okay, let's go Lance.
Yeah, let's go Lance here.
And then I think the Bengals.
I'm buying into the Jamar Chase.
I'm buying into the Jamar Chase. I don't agree with it.
I think it should be Penei Sewell.
But they can also trade. I don't know if they will, but they could trade into the first to get off to tackle. They could probably get one where they're drafting in the second. But is it worth it?
Yes.
No, I think they should just get the best guy. They can get a receiver down the line.
Yeah.
But I understand why they're going to.
And they could always trade back up into the first round and get Bateman or get Marshall, or Marshall could one of them could fall. I think I'd be put it this way, and I know I've been talking about the Cowboys don't need to take a tackle in the first 2 rounds, but that's because the Cowboys have a really good offensive line. The Bengals do not. So why would you, like the Cowboys, if they draft Slater, and I'm not trying to turn this into a Cowboys thing, but if the Cowboys draft a tackle in the first round, it's like, you just made yourself amazing. You didn't need to, but you did. Let's move on
to the Dolphins.
But anyways, yes.
I 100% think the Dolphins are picking either Jamar Chase or Pitts, whoever's available, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with that. It pains my Kyle Pitts heart, but I agree. I think Pitts or Chase. If the only scenario I can see Pitts falling to 10, and I'm only going to say this once.
5 quarterbacks have to go in the top 10.
Yes, 5 quarterbacks have to go, but also Penei Sewell has to go.
Both offensive tackles probably have to go.
If Penei Sewell goes 5 and say Rashawn Slater goes 8 and then Surtain goes 9, then there's a scenario. Yeah. There's a scenario. But anyways.
The Lions here, I think they just take whoever's the best available, which is Sewell.
I really think they take either Devontae Smith or Waddle here, and I gotta lean towards Smith, but I mean we can go tackle.
I think it's gonna be Sewell just because he is by far the best player available. And when you're building a team, you just take the best player available if you're not taking a quarterback, in my opinion.
I already know where this scenario is gonna go and who's gonna be there at 10 for the Cowboys, and I don't.
You want to go Sewell?
Yeah, we can go Sewell.
So with the Panthers. This is like a trade down, in my opinion. Maybe they go get Micah Parsons. Maybe they get JOK.
Right.
I don't necessarily like any of the receivers here for them. They can go Slater. I think Slater or Surtain.
Yeah. See, I know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to go Slater and Surtain are going to be the next 2 picks, right?
No, not necessarily.
Because I still think after 6, I still think the next 3 logical picks, in my personal opinion, are either Smith or Waddle. And then the one that
but we're not worried about those. We're only worrying about we're only worried about 8 right now. Where do you think the Panthers are picking?
Well, I was talking about previous picks, but anyways, to be honest, if I'm being realistic, I think they probably take Slater because
I think so. He's just too good at this. They don't need receivers. They could go Surtain. I think this is where Surtain is probably like his peak.
Yes.
Basically is. The Panthers at 8.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm okay with Slater here.
Okay.
And then with the Broncos, I think it's either Micah Parsons or JOK. I don't think they go corner. They might go in the second, but they don't need somebody right now to come in and start. They have a lot of guys that they signed, and maybe they develop a guy in the second or third round.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Micah Parsons or JOK. What do you think?
I mean, you're the big scheme guy. Who fits their scheme better? Because for me, it's personal preference in my opinion, and I like JOK more. I just think without the character concerns.
If they traded down, there's character concerns with Micah Parsons,
and that's why I would take JOK.
Let's take JOK. Let's make it interesting. Let's just say that there is major character concerns. He hasn't played in a season for Micah Parsons.
You're saying, let's just say it's already came out that there is character concerns.
We don't know how big of character concerns is because we don't interview. I'm just saying, hold on.
I'm listening.
Let's just say that it's major. It's like he's going to fall. He's going to fall majorly because of it. Now, this is the interesting situation. The Cowboys have Patrick Surtain. I don't really see any other player available, really, that I'm willing to pick at 10.
I would love to take Jalen Waddle and steal him away from the Giants or the Eagles, but that's just me being petty. But
I don't see that happening.
I don't see it either. They would take Pitts.
It's Surtain, in my opinion, or Horn.
I would say it's Surtain
or Parsons, but I don't.
If they take a linebacker, the only pick, your Mac Jones is my linebacker at 10.
I feel
unless it's JOK. I would.
Well, you're not really.
I wouldn't be happy with JOK at 10, but of the linebackers that you could take at 10, he'd be the one I'd be okay with.
I mean, it's possible they didn't sign KJ Wright. There is still a big opening as your third linebacker.
I still think they're gonna run with. They're gonna draft a linebacker, but they're not. They got guys right now.
But are they sticking? Like, is Dan Quinn really like? If they fire Mike McCarthy. Is Dan Quinn staying on staff? Are they going to stick with the scheme?
I hate to bring up this scenario, but I think there's a scenario where Dan Quinn
becomes the head coach.
Becomes the head coach. Yeah,
me too. So Patrick Surtain.
Okay, yes, Patrick Surtain at 10.
So with the Giants here, I don't really love that. Like, I feel like they are like a prime candidate to trade down for a team that's looking for a receiver.
I would say right now, if you're the Patriots or you're the Chargers, you should be trying to call the
quarterback
because
for Mac Jones.
Mac Jones for the Patriots and Darisaw or Waddle for the Chargers, because you could give Justin Herbert another weapon. Mike Williams has issues staying healthy.
Speaking of the Giants.
Speaking of the Giants, because we're not trading in this scenario.
I mean, they can go Horn, they can go Parsons, they can go Darisaw, or either of the receivers.
If you put a gun to my head right now, I think they take a receiver, and I think they probably take Jalen Waddle. That's where I'm at.
Okay, I'm going to go with it because I think they are going to want to provide Daniel Jones every opportunity to be successful, and they're going to ignore their defense again.
Here's and I'm not known to be a Giants analyst by any means, but here's my thing with the Giants and why they would take a receiver. I know they signed Golladay. I know they got Slayton. And they got Ingram. What you want to do, and then Barkley coming back. I swear that's it. That's it. And then this.
Well,
but what you want to do is you basically, here, Daniel Jones, here's all your weapons. If you can't do anything with this offense, you are not our quarterback of the future. That's how I feel they're going to go about. They're going to try to go the Dak Prescott to the Cowboys route. If you have a good amount of weapons, can you still be a good quarterback? Yes.
Which makes it easy for the Eagles pick.
Well, by the way, Dak has proven he can be. Anyways.
Well, other than his freak injury.
Yeah, and that happens.
The Philadelphia Eagles here, they can take Horn. They could take Devontae Smith. They could take Micah Parsons. They can go Darisaw. I think it's either Horn or Devontae Smith, and I think Devontae Smith's the better player.
I'm almost with you there. I think it's Horn or it's Parsons, but I agree. Horn is one of the guys.
I mean, are you saying Smith is not in play?
I'm not saying he's not in play. I just don't think. I'll put it to you this way. I'll believe it when I see it, because the Eagles had a chance last year to take a receiver.
They did.
And they did, but they reached.
Sure.
Like, they could have had Justin Jefferson. They could have traded up a couple spots at the Cowboys.
Who is their number 2?
Their number 2 last year was Deshaun Jackson, right?
Okay, so who's their number 2 this season?
I guess what's his name? Fulgham. But what here's the deal. Should the Eagles take a receiver? If Smith's there or Waddle's there at 12, they should be jumping all over that.
That's why. So you think it's Horn?
But I just think that they would do something like take Horn or Parsons.
I don't think they take Parsons. They're analytic driven, and Parsons is not. He's not a cover linebacker. They're not going to take just a guy who stops. He's just he's a run stopper linebacker who could potentially maybe. I mean, it's hard to like. I'd rather have my linebacker be a cover guy than being he's a blitzing run stopping linebacker. I don't want that for
and now you're saying exactly what I'm saying is why I think why I think JOK is better than Micah Parsons.
Yeah, that's exactly. I agree.
But anyways, I mean, we can give him.
Let's go Horn.
We can give him. I've seen Horn
as an agreement. I think we'll go Horn.
I think I've seen Horn on a lot more mocks than I've seen Smith lately. So
that's fine.
I'm gonna go with Horn.
Let's go Horn. The Chargers here, it's got to be Darisaw. I think that's. I don't want to say it. If he's there, I think it's a lock for the pick.
Though the only thing I will just say with the Chargers is they have tried to rebuild that offensive line through free agency. They've tried to do a pretty good job at that, and maybe they think, okay, we got enough. We can give Herbert another weapon. So maybe they consider Devontae Smith here. Maybe. I said maybe.
I can see them move. I can see them moving up to get Kyle Pitts.
I can see them moving up to get Kyle Pitts, and I can see them moving up to 9-10 to try to get Slater or Sewell if they fall.
But I don't think they're going to go receiver, even though Mike Williams is on his 5th-year option this season.
I agree. I don't think so either. I think they'll probably take Darisaw.
I think they take Darisaw. And maybe they go with a weapon in the second round. So we have the Vikings here.
There's a lot of good weapons in the second round. You're right.
I think this is probably the team that takes the first edge guy, so we could take your boy.
Yeah, Ojulari. Yep, I think the best edge in this class.
And now the Heisman winner has fallen.
Penny and Jalen Phillips.
And so this is where I don't think the Patriots like Mac Jones.
I think they take Mac Jones.
I don't think so.
I think they take Mac Jones.
And so I think they go Devontae Smith.
I'm going to throw out another guy that I don't think you're thinking about. Micah Parsons. Something tells me
I don't think they'll go linebacker.
Bill Belichick loves his linebackers that do exactly what Micah Parsons does. He loves his Calvin.
No, he likes cover linebackers.
I know.
I don't think
Bill Belichick is a arrogant mother effer.
But if you gotta look at it this way,
He thinks he can turn any guy and put in a system and make him work. I'm not saying they're going to take
I
Parsons.
just want to point out that they do
Jones.
not have a number one receiver. They have 2 tight ends. They have a number 2 in Nelson Aguilar.
He's a
and then
number
they have
2,
Kendrick Bourne, who's like a number 3, but they don't have a number 1 receiver.
They got 2 number 2s, basically, yes.
No, I don't put Kendrick Bourne as a number 2.
Okay.
No, he's not. He's a number 3. They're paying him a lot to be a number 3.
Yeah. I mean, I think if Devontae Smith fell to them, they would take him. But I don't know, man.
But in this scenario,
I think
I don't think they take Mac Jones. I don't think they like Mac Jones.
I don't know, man.
I think they're hoping that Fields falls so they can trade up to 4. I think that's the only quarterback they probably draft.
Well, you don't think they would trade up for Lance?
No, because I don't think Cam Newton can stay healthy an entire season, and I don't think
Lance can step in. Yeah.
I don't think Lance can step in this year,
Uh-huh.
and that's why him going to the Falcons or a team where he can sit for a season. Remember, he played what? 1 season at the age of 19.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be 21 by the time the season starts. I think he's a guy that needs to sit.
Okay.
I just don't think Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones falls to like maybe the Washington football team or the Bears.
You could.
You want to go Devontae Smith? I'm fine with going Mac Jones if you.
I'm just gonna
or Mond.
The reason Mond, not that early. They would take Mond later if they don't take Mac Jones now.
I mean, there's people that are saying that he's a first round pick.
I mean, maybe. I mean,
if they're gonna take anybody, it would be.
I need to go look at that bets and see how many quarterbacks they have taken in the first round. I need to see.
Should we go Mond over Mac Jones?
I would still go Mac Jones over Kellen Mond because I think Mond's more of a project. I think Mac Jones has a great floor.
So Devontae Smith.
Let's just go Devontae Smith
because it'll make it interesting to see where Mac Jones falls.
I can't see the Patriots drafting a receiver in the first round. They haven't done it recently.
So with the Cardinals,
but we'll see.
They have a need at corner.
Yes.
They could go get an offensive tackle still.
I think this is where Greg Newsome enters the conversation.
But let's just look at the other corners just to get an idea if they
Farley, the medicals check out.
Yeah, it's got to be Newsome. I think he's like this.
If they were to take a corner here, I would agree it'd be Newsome. But how's their linebackers look?
No, they're not going to draft the linebacker.
You don't think they're going to? You don't think they would take Micah Parsons?
They just took one last year.
Yesterday. Took one yesterday. Yeah, we can go ahead and give them Newsome here. That's fine.
I think they're probably not happy with it. I think they're wanting to trade back.
Yeah.
Because I think Newsome, I don't want to say he's a reach, but at 16, it feels like a reach. I think Newsome's in the 20 to 32 range.
I would not be shocked if some team in the top 20 takes Caleb Farley. I will not be surprised.
And so with the Raiders here, I think this is where Parsons goes.
Yes.
I think they have a huge need at linebacker. They also have a need now to offensive tackle because they just moved on from Trent Brown and basically their entire offensive line. But I think Micah Parsons probably fits the Raider, stop the run, doesn't care about character.
I just had a thought pop into my head. What if John Gruden trades Derek Carr on draft day and drafts Mac Jones?
I mean, he would fit the offense.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that's going to happen.
All I keep hearing, and I don't follow
terrible.
too many Raider guys, but all I keep seeing is Gruden has come in and he's wanted to build this team in his mold. He doesn't like Carr. He's been wanting to trade Carr forever.
Maybe the Washington football team trades their 19th pick to the Raiders, and they take Mac Jones?
Or the Raiders trade Derek Carr to the Washington football team, and the Raiders take Mac Jones.
That's what I mean.
Yes, that's what you meant. Okay,
and they get the first round pick.
I don't think that's realistic. I'm just bringing that. I'm just trying to bring up a bunch of scenarios here.
I understand Micah Parsons there. I'm trying to say that I don't think the Dolphins are going to take Najee Harris here. I think Najee Harris is going to fall into the second.
I don't think they should. They might, but I don't think they should.
I think they will take either a defensive player or an offensive tackle.
I think they would probably go Vera Tucker here.
They could put him.
I think Vera Tucker.
No, they need a left tackle though. They don't. Tucker cannot play left tackle.
I don't know, man.
I would go Cosme. If they were going for a guard position, then Tucker's fine.
I mean, I've just always. I mean, I know that there's some position. I know there is some positions that like we talk about like with Slater and Sewell, and how they can play a bunch of different positions. I'm not saying Tucker can or can't, but I mean. He's really damn good.
No, he can't play left tackle.
But
you're drafting him to put him in a position to fail.
Okay.
I think you either stick him at guard or right tackle.
then I would probably give them either. I would probably then go either Pay or Barmore here, with the slight lean to Barmore.
Should we go Pay? Make it interesting.
You know, if you want to go Pay, we can make
Let's
it.
Go
interesting.
Pay. It'll be quite. I'm sure Dolphins fans aren't going to be happy with that.
Well, Mac Jones to Washington, yeah. We're just gonna put
it's this. I'm assuming the only reason Mac Jones is here is because we're not doing trades.
I understand that, and I will just say, if for some reason in some realm of craziness, if Mac Jones falls to 19 or even to 20, and the Bears or the football team doesn't take him, they are idiots.
I don't.
I'm not saying Mac Jones is amazing, but they don't exactly have a guy that they can play for maybe another year or two on either of their rosters.
This is where I bring up. So I took Mac Jones for the Washington football team.
Kellen Mond here.
Did the Bears go get Mond?
This is really where I can see the Monds, the Mac Jones, even Davis Mills or Kyle Trask. This is where I can see one of the
where they reach.
They get desperate. Yes,
and exactly. They are desperate. But my thing is,
how desperate? Will
the owner allow them? Even knowing that they're probably going to get fired after the season.
Oh yeah, the GM Ryan Pace, huh?
Ryan Pace and Nagy.
Yeah, that's right.
But look, Nagy has not picked his quarterback yet. If you think about it, if Nagy loves Mond, and he's I don't know, I would say he's probably the biggest chance to fail.
Yeah.
But I think this is where they would take him because I think Nagy has a chance to pick his guy, and I think Mond's the pick.
If I were going with a pick here, I would say Mond, but I think Davis Mills is. I'm
okay with Davis Mills in the second or third. If you're looking to if I'd rather have Davis Mills than Mac Jones, I would draft him in the second though because he's a 5-star recruit.
For the value, right?
5-star recruit. He didn't really he played one season because of injury.
Yeah.
He has high upside. I think if you let him develop, that's fine. But look, if we're looking at the future of the NFL where Nagy has come from, he was with Patrick Mahomes his first 2 seasons. He developed him. Mm-hmm. Mond has similar attributes. He's just not as... I don't like Mond because he is so tight. He's unnatural throwing the ball. Yeah, but that's just me. I'm okay with taking him in the second round. We going Mond?
I think
let's just go and it's gonna be interesting.
We'll do one that's a little maybe not more realistic, but we'll do one with maybe we'll do one with trades coming up here in a bit.
So with the Colts here, I think they go. The only need they have on offense is they need a left tackle, and this is where Cosme comes in.
This is where Cosme you think comes in?
I think this is where they take Cosme.
Now, they don't have any. They don't have any.
They can go an edge guy on defense, but I don't think they value somebody here.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with Cosme there.
I think they come back. They go into the second drafting an edge.
Okay.
The Titans, they have to get an edge guy.
Yeah. So
Joseph Osai.
Osai. Okay. We're kind of just knocking them out now.
And this is where I'm like, Tucker is probably going to get picked for the Jets.
Okay.
They could stick him at guard. That's their interior, their offensive line. That their needs is their interior.
Yeah.
This is where do you think Tucker for the Jets?
Or
do you think Najee Harris? I don't think they go Najee Harris here.
I'd be shocked if they took Najee Harris. I don't think Najee Harris. I think Najee Harris goes next. So yeah, I would.
To the Steelers.
Yeah, that's where I think he goes.
And here's the thing, Najee Harris said that he thought he was going 12 to the Niners before the draft. It wouldn't surprise me if the Niners traded into the first for Najee Harris. Or if he falls into the second, they move up to the top of the second. I think they've met with him twice already. So don't be surprised if they come in and take him. But the Steelers here, yeah, I would say Najee Harris or a left tackle.
Okay.
The Jaguars, and they got Trevor Lawrence, sorry. That's interesting. Could you imagine Trevor Lawrence and Trey Lance being together? It'd be the best quarterback ever.
Oh, dear God. Well, hey, Justin Fields not in that combination. Anyways.
I mean, we can go Jamin Davis. We can go...
This is where I think...
This is kind of a luxury pick, in my opinion.
Yeah, these are like picks like
for them.
You could take shots at guys or take guys that you're high on.
I think they just have, defensively, they can go corner. Maybe they go get Asante Samuels.
I really wouldn't hate them giving Trevor Lawrence another weapon.
You want to go...
I really wouldn't.
I mean, look, they got Marvin Jones. I'm okay with going another weapon here.
DJ Chark was hurt a lot last year.
They might move one of these guys too. They might trade him.
I know they got not Treadwell. What the hell's his name? Chenault.
I don't think. I would say it's. I don't know what you think. I would probably go Rashad Bateman. Maybe
that's exactly who I was looking at.
Just the big outside presence for Lawrence would be interesting.
That's exactly who I'm looking at.
He'd probably sit behind Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
Probably for, or at least like until he's able to play at some point this season.
Yeah.
So with the Browns linebackers, I would go Jamin Davis.
I would take.
Because that's their biggest need. They just signed.
No, I'm not saying linebacker. I agree with the linebacker.
You want to go with Collins?
I think it might be Collins.
I'm okay with that.
I think Collins is rising up some draft boards, but so is Jamin Davis. But some have brought up David Collins going top 15. So
I would be very surprised if that happened.
Some have said he might go ahead of Parsons. I think we are going to be, just a quick little note, I think we are going to be shocked by a few things on draft day, and I just don't know what yet, but I'm ready for it. I'm so excited for 2 weeks.
I would say Taven Jenkins can be the right tackle here for the Ravens, but also they need to draft a receiver. But I think they're pretty well versed in what's important to them and protecting Lamar Jackson, because they are trying to trade the right tackle who wants to play left tackle.
This is where I think it would be between Marshall and Jenkins, and I would probably give a slight lean to Marshall. Just because
I'm okay with that.
I think you've got to give him a receiver. I mean, I know Marquise Brown.
They signed Sammy Watkins.
That's it, dude.
They signed Sammy Watkins.
Like if Sammy Watkins and Marquise Brown are your best, like your only two great receivers, you're screwed.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Andrews is nice.
The Saints here, it's got to be a corner for me. I don't think it's Farley.
No, I think this is where Newsome. We already had Newsome go, huh?
Yeah. Calvin Joseph.
I think Melifonwu could be a first-round pick.
All right, let's go Melifonwu. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers here went that way as well. But they should probably take a center or a receiver.
They really should need to take a receiver.
But also, their center went...
You do not want to piss Aaron Rodgers off any more than you already have.
I mean, sure. Who do you want to go?
I would go with Elijah Moore.
Sure, that's fine.
I think for what they need him to be. I think Tony is more in the Devontae Adams mold. I think
I put him at slot. He can. That's where you.
I think Elijah Moore.
He can play outside.
I think Elijah Moore is like Greg Jennings, like who is
he's a slot as well.
Jordy Nelson.
He's a slot.
Oh, then I think he's a better slot than Tony.
I think the Bills will take Phillips here.
Okay. Jalen Phillips, yeah. But see, this is where you could see a Jalen Phillips, Caleb Farley go, because these are teams that don't need these guys.
Well, then
so they can take the chances.
And then the Chiefs have to take an offensive tackle, maybe Tevin Jenkins here.
Yeah, I think Tevin
or Leatherwood. Who do you prefer?
I would prefer Jenkins.
Okay, let's go Jenkins. And then we got the Bucks here, who can basically just take whoever they like. I don't think they're not drafting a running back. They just signed Joe Bernard with Leonard
they shouldn't take
Rojo, and then they drafted Vaughn last year, who's a receiving threat, which I don't understand why they signed Gio, but whatever. I would assume they're just gonna take like Gregory Rousseau.
I would say that this would be like where Rousseau, where Farley, where Mulrig. These are where these like really talented guys.
Or Oway, Joseph or
Oway,
Jason Oway, because he doesn't need to play right now. He can develop. Maybe that's where they go. Who do you want to go?
I would say Caleb Farley.
I don't think they go Caleb Farley. Though. Their corner situation is elite. That's the strength of the team.
I know, but what did we just talk about right now? We talked about guys you don't have to play right now. Caleb Farley is an elite talent. If he's healthy, he's better than a couple corners they got on that roster right now.
No.
When he develops, he could be better.
They just drafted a corner. Their secondary is stout. They have like guys who will be on the team for years. That's where I think.
What is Murphy Bunting? What position is he? A corner?
Who?
Sean Murphy Bunting. What position is he? Corner, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's better than Sean Murphy Bunting. Murphy Bunting played a lot in the playoffs last year.
I think they go edge.
I just wouldn't be shocked if they take a chance on Farley.
I don't think they take a chance. Why would you waste a pick on a player who may not be able to play?
Because
his issue is injury, though. His issue is not.
Okay. All right. Okay, we can go whatever you want, Mike. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll go away because I think that he's the player that goes here. What's going on here?
I just think that teams like the Bucks can take a chance on like a Caleb Farley was a top 10 pick before his injury issues. I mean, you basically have a chance to take a top 10 pick and you don't need it.
Your D linemen are all getting older. You can take a chance on a player who there's talent there where you can develop. It's the hardest position to find is D linemen.
I gotta look at their corners because
maybe anyways, with that something. We will end.
But anyways, yep. Have a good day, guys.